Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Journaling with Jay, and yes, it has been a minute. I have not posted a commentary video for a month now, and life is just lifing. But today I basically want to talk about why kids in Gen Alpha, most definitely Gen Alpha, is having a hard time reading sentences. And I'm gonna pop up like videos on the screen while I talk, but this is really a crisis that's happening. And a lot of people, as you may know, it's June now, it's graduation season, and kids are graduating, but they don't know how to read. I first want to say, by the way, that I had my own type of learning disability. I was in IEP from 6th grade to about ninth grade, and my disability was a kind of like a learning disability where I couldn't like catch on quickly to certain things. So for example, if you would read me a book about like a cat and a mouse or whatever, I'll like totally forget what the book was about and right in my face. But that was a disability that I had to grow out of. This, on the other hand, is kids are really stuck to their phones and technology, and they just don't know how to read. So the first half is basically we're going to be talking about the impact of social media and the phones and technology and what it's doing to our kids. Then the second half, we're going to go into more detail about the teacher side, the teacher point of view on all this, and how it really makes them mad, and how the teachers are losing their jobs. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about the graduation rates. The graduation rates are high, but the reading crisis and the ability to just read and understand is very low. The first part I want to talk about is social media and technology, right? So basically, we're all glued to our phones, especially children who are the ages of preteen to like growing up, right? We on TikTok, there's fast-paced kind of, videos happening. We have TikTok shorts, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, and basically there's a lot of information, at us at once, right? And so with these kids, right, they're not being taught on how to read. Parents are not sitting with their children and reading them a book anymore. We don't really see that anymore, you know. It's really sad because we see people graduating, but these kids, when they get to college or when they get to, like even high school.
Read the index card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat gooch.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore, bro. I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a. Oh, baby.
Understand what they're reading because it's something you could read, right? But then if you don't understand or you can't really comprehend or say back to the teacher, oh, this is what I know, this is what I read, a lot of people are having um they're having like really like difficulties with comprehending. And again, going back to my own personal experience, I had a learning disability. That does not mean that it's a cover up for me, right? I can now read and comprehend things. I can now read and form sentences, right? But for these kids, they don't have a learning disability. They're not in IEP. They don't have a disability. These are just normal kids, and it's kind of worrying me that these are normal kids and they're not really getting attention from the teachers, right? And a lot of people can say that these teachers are just giving out the answers. There's no more like Okay, Jimmy, like, can you explain what this means to me?
This is how different teachers act when you ask them a question on a test. Oh, you got a question? How about you just try reading the question again, but slower? Oh, you got a question? Yeah, one sec. Let me just get comfortable. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, what's your question? Oh, you got a question number 4? Oh, you don't get it? That was on the study guide. Did you do the study guide? Oh, no, you didn't do the study guide. Yeah, you probably should have done the study guide. Yeah, nice job. You got a question? Yeah, it's C. It's definitely C. You got a question?
Gen Z, individual who's growing up with technology and who has been in technology for a minute. Um, Technology is a pro and a con, right? If we use technology to our advantage, like there were Brain Pop. Brain Pop was a um, a platform where kids have these little I forgot what it was, but it was for reading. And then they had like math, cool math, and they had like all these different websites. There's no more like websites where these kids can kind of learn from. If the reading doesn't come from home, it should be coming from the school, right?
This huge illiteracy gap that we have, and like the frustration I get from watching kids literally come in a classroom and sit for 50 minutes and think they're not going to do anything really pisses me off. Because it's like, first of all, who are you feeling like to feel like you're going to sit in my 50-minute class period and maintain an F the whole quarter? Who are you feeling like?
To actually read out a sentence. Adding on, I also want to say this reading crisis that's going on with Gen Alpha, it all stems from technology and the home and also the teachers, right? I'm sorry, teachers, y'all don't have a pass in this, right? I honestly think it's just teachers are just fed up with kids not wanting to have the motivation to read a sentence out, wanting to write down a 5-paragraph essay, without the help of ChatGPT. These kids rely on AI and
We are in a crisis right now, and it is that kids are not reading nowadays. This New York Times article basically covers that even in school, kids, their reading rates are declining rapidly. And even in English class, where they're assigned like maybe 1 to 2 books to read for the semester, they're not being able to fully like sit down and get through the book.
reading time, and it just brought me very nostalgic moments, and like just reading Cat in the Hat and Dr. Seuss. We don't have that anymore. We want to read on a fucking phone.
Read the index card. The Arcut.
Honestly, I think this is an indication of a collapsing society. Because if a society was to collapse, it would look something like this. It would start with literacy. More than half of American adults read below a 6th grade level. 21% are considered functionally illiterate. But what does that mean? That means prescription bottles, job applications, government forms, things that you need in your day-to-day life are completely misunderstood or not understood at all. That's tens of millions of people. And the crazy thing about it is that it's not just about schools, right? It's about poverty, it's about underfunded education, shortened attention spans due to social media.
You have a little sister, a little brother that is in kindergarten, preschool, high school that is struggling with reading, and how can you help them? Yeah. Bye. Make sure you subscribe.